Good afternoon. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tumi Tladi, and yes, welcome to my channel where the content it's nothing but good stuff, juicy stuff. So if this is the first video of mine that you're currently watching, I'm gonna urge you and ask you if you can go to the previous videos on this YouTube channel, and there you'll find the very first video overview of identical docs, where it will help you to understand the sole purpose of this YouTube channel. I'm all about providing good quality content. There's some issues along the way, like Visual Studio deciding to hang and become unresponsive. My internet is fast. English, it runs out of airtime, but the content is good. Okay, so what are we doing today? We're still busy with our version control series. We still continue. We're still using this document as a roadmap to guide us. As you can see, we start with video number 1, overview of a version control or source control, aka Git. And in our previous video, video number 19, we did Git history and Git diff. So I need to mark this as done. So today, what are we doing? I want to do undo changes. So let's move it. I want to do this one. Also, I want to do stash changes. There we go. So now, please stay tuned for the next mini series that I intend to do. It's on ASP.NET Web API, targeting both .NET Core and also .NET Framework. And lastly, stay tuned for the major, it's going to be a massive series on Xamarin, on how I built my mobile application for Android and what are the future plans for iOS. Stay tuned for that one, because I promise you're going to love that one. I'm also going to be demo every single page, every single window of my app. So for now, let's carry on with this one. I have my browser ready. We're going to need it. I have Visual Studio ready. Now in Visual Studio, I had to go and load this project, YouTube_private_new. Please watch the previous videos so you can understand how we got to create this project. We used it to demonstrate some of the goodness when it comes to version control. So we're gonna be utilizing this project or this system generally, because it's not a project, it's a system. Okay. So, but let's go and then do a research on what is Git undo changes. Let's learn about what does it mean to undo the changes in Git. Okay. This website, by the way, it has been absolutely amazing, where we've been learning a lot of stuff. This has been a good website. To undo changes in the working directory, you can edit files like you normally would using your favorite editor. Git has a couple utilities that help manage the working directory. There is a git clean command, which is convenient utility for undoing changes to the working directory. When undoing changes in Git, first decide what type of changes you are looking to undo. These changes fall into 3 categories: discard uncommitted changes to a file, bring back file to the version in the last commit, reset your local branch to a previous commit. Okay, this one's more complex. But I'm not gonna do git reset though. I still don't understand the context of it, and git restore. I'm not gonna do stuff like this. But look at this. If you wish to undo all uncommitted, that's a keyword, changes, simply run git stash. Git stash drop. If you have any untracked files, check by running git status. This may be removed by running git clean. Okay. If you wish to check first, you can run git stash list to see a list of your stashes, because we also want to be covering git stash or stashing the changes. still trying to understand this. But I think we understand what this. Let's see. Used the git checkout command to move around and review the commit history. We did this in the previous video, git history. The git revert command is the best tool for undoing shared public changes. The git reset command is the best used for undoing local private changes. Finally, in addition to the primary and popular git undo commands, you can use commands like git log for finding lost, blah blah blah. Okay, what about Git Stash? Let's see what it says. Git Stash temporarily shelves or stashes changes you've made to your working directory, a working copy, so you can work on something else. We're done. And then come back and reapply them later on. Stashing is handy if you need to quickly switch context and work on something else, but you midway through a code change and aren't quite ready to commit. We are done. Yeah, this website has been amazing. Oh, it's from Bitbucket. That's why. This one it's really amazing. It's really amazing. Okay, so we are done with this. We might not need the browser, but let's keep it there running in idle mode. So here we are on master branch. Like, let me teach you the best practice. What you do on master, you do fetch. You are fetching from GitHub. You're making sure that there's nothing that we're expecting. That's the first thing you need to do. The very first thing. We wait for it. There's nothing coming in. We also need to do fetch from Azure DevOps to make sure that there's nothing that's coming in. We can also look at the output and switch from deployment to source control. If there's something to tell us, there's nothing. There we go. So we are everything is clean. So now let me move. Now we're gonna be working with console because it's easy, and class library, and we'll probably go to WPF. So let's start with console. So I'm moving from master branch to console. Please watch the previous videos where we look at the branches, and then there's a video on master branch, specifically on master branch and the branches and project to branch. Please look at for those videos to understand what we're about to do. So we're still checking out from master. And by the way, when it says reload stated projects, you need to be patient with this. The more projects you have in your solution, the slower it might get. Or that depends on your computer, I'm not sure, but I think that's the case. So right now we are on console. The second thing that you need to do as part of the best practice, you need to go to master, right click and say merge into a current branch and say yes. Also, there's a video for that one. Commit messages and merge changes. These are the best practice before you begin to work, because it needs to say up to date. Or if this console branch is not up to date with master, it will commit. It will update the console branch with the commits from master branch. I hope I'm making sense. Yes. Please, if you find the material on this YouTube channel to be helpful, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you have any. Tell your fellow developers about the goodness of this YouTube channel. Subscribe and click that notification bell for reminder of new content that I do upload, as I do upload daily. Okay, so you see now the repository it's update to this commit. Okay, now we can work. So we're gonna switch now to console. Visual Studio command. So we're gonna go to console. There we go. So now we're about to simulate undo. So let me add a class quickly. I'm gonna call it a dummy class, and we're gonna do some other dummy stuff. Let's give this guy some few seconds. Microsoft, I feel like is screwed up when it comes to this thing loading templates because it takes too long. I don't know why they decided that when you add a new item, the templates have to be loaded. I don't know why. It's taking too long unnecessarily. Okay, let's add first the interface. Dummy service. There we go. Come on, Visual Studio. I apologize for my computer being slowish, like I told you, with some minor issues such as my computer being slowish or Visual Studio being slowish. Yeah, no, it's okay. But let's quickly build this. So you see now I'm on console, right? So say we are building this guy, we are saying this is going to be public, and then it's going to return a task of type boolean, bool, and then the name of the method, come on, is this dummy method, and then it takes in let's say string text. There we go. So this is my interface, right? So I like to clean some stuff. There's a proper interface, and then I create another service that's going to implement this interface. So it's going to be class, it's going to be dummy service, okay, and then this is going to be public, and then what we do, we say this implement. In fact, let's start to simulate undo, because you're not supposed to do this first. So let me stop, let me save this, because I already edited this guy. I don't want to edit this guy. Instead, what I want to do, I want to create a commit. So because I don't need this guy, it's a mistake, what I do right click and say delete. Now unfortunately, when it comes to undoing, when you edit something, we still want to cover these symbols. As you can see that there's a plus sign, that's a get tiny icon. There's a video we're going to cover, I intend to do, because it's very important to understand while you work. Check the stuff that's being modified, okay? So the symbol says we have edited this class, we don't need it, so I'm going to do delete. I usually want to delete the set file. It's permanent. Yes, this is part of undo. And what I do, I say console, today being the 12th of August 2021, and it's Thursday, and then the operation was add, and then we added a new dummy service interface. Okay, so this is a commit message, right? This is a commit message. Okay. So then I know, okay. And by the way, we did cover commit messages, how you write the proper commit messages. Please watch that video. Okay, so now I'm gonna commit. Cool. So we already committed, right? Now here's the thing. Now I want to create that class, the one that's gonna implement this interface. Dummy service, there we go, and then public, and then it's going to implement that interface. There we go. And I need to now implement the interface with our method. There we go. And then we say to do, and we remove some stuff. Oh, it needs to return something. Let's just say if text is dummy, there was a debate at CUT that you do not is it dummy? By default it should be yes. Now let's make it false, and then I'm gonna say is it dummy to be true, and therefore we're gonna return is it dummy. There's a debate on at CUT that you're not supposed to have two return statements. Okay, see, now it's not supposed to return a task. So let's say now I need to make some changes. So what we do, we go back to idummy to say instead of you returning this guy, it's just gonna be a bool. Okay, so these are the changes. I'm just simulating the changes, the stuff that you will normally need to do. There we go. So everything is perfect now. We also don't need this guy. Also, we don't need this guy to clean up. So let's say this is what you want, right? And I'm gonna create another commit to say, you know what? Let's go to the previous commit so I can get the message. Copy that, then we can close it. We don't care about it. I just need the message. Now this one is not gonna be it's gonna be this one class. Then that's it. There we go. Now comes that I'm gonna implement this interface. Let's just say that we're gonna do this. So I'm gonna bring in that interface. So let's just say I'm gonna use the constructor. Funny enough, can we have the constructor here? We are learning some stuff. Can we have a constructor in it's gonna be interesting. So let's just say this is constructor, and then this is a method. So in a constructor, I'm gonna have global variables, and then we're gonna have a private read-only idummy service, and then we're gonna bring that guy, and then underscore, need some space, and then we're gonna come to this constructor to say idummy service, and then we're about to assign the field. There we go, and now we are done. So we have this guy, and then in here we're gonna return something, right? So we're gonna do var is it dummy is text dummy. So we're expecting underscore dummy. That's very interesting. Why is it not? And then we are passing this hello world. Cut. I'm curious about something. Maybe this doesn't work. Is text dummy. So what does it say? An object reference is required for non-static field. So what if we don't make this guy static? The things that we are learning. Should this be private or public? Let's debate about that. Should be okay. So you see what I had to do to get this thing to work, right? So we wrote this as small application, and then I realized, you know what? Oh no, I need to implement this in a class library, right? Let's say for some reason you need to implement this in a class library, and then these are uncommitted changes, right? So here I am, I'm moving to master. Let's go back to master. Notice what's gonna happen. There's a change already. I went to master, and then I don't know how to simulate this thing properly the way I want to simulate it, because there's still some change. Okay, let's try to go to class library directly. What is it gonna do? Is it gonna allow me to do so? Because I want this whole thing of stashing. Because let's say this is not where I want to implement this, but I want to go, you know. So now we are on class library, and I want to feed class library with master, and there we go. I'm still trying to figure out this thing of stashing. We have some changes. What happens to these changes? This is gonna be very interesting. Absolutely interesting. So now we are feeding class library with master, right? But we still have some changes. So it seems like it's not doing exactly what I wanted to do. Let's go back to console and explain why. Let's give this guy a couple of seconds now to breathe. Well, it has finished breathing. But let's go back to console. So console is the same as class library, except the console has two outgoing commits. So now we are checking out from class library to console. There we go. So let's just say I want to stash this guy. Right click. Do I stage or do I stash? How do I stash? Let me try something else. Let me go back to master and give master what console has. So now moving from, okay, so let me go to console and say console, I'm giving master, master is giving, console is giving master. So now master is up to date now. It's interesting. So how do I stash these guys? What happens when I say stage? And stage. How do I stash them? That's my question. We've seen stage, we don't undo. So now, no, something that it seems like I'm not able to get that. Oh, this is stash. Oh, so let's go back. So we're going back to console. Oh, now we just found it. So we're back. Wait, master. Now we're in console. So I'm gonna do stash all include untracked. Stash all and keep staged. Now let's try this one. So I'm stashing them. There we go. Now do you see now program now it's empty. It doesn't have that insanity. That's interesting. And then now I'm gonna go back now to class library to say I want to work now in class library. And then before I do anything in class library, give this guy a second. Now we are in class library, and then what I want to do is I want to feed that with master, because there are two more ongoing. There we go. And then look at this guy. So then I stash stuff, right? Let's just say I need to work on this guy. So let's now switch now to class library. We're gonna add a class. Well, first we are removing this one, and we are writing a commit to say class library, that's a branch, and then today being the 12th of August 2021, it's Thursday, and then the action was removed. We removed to what? Class 1. There we go. We're gonna commit. So now there are 3. Let's just say let's add a class that we're gonna need. Real class. So real class is gonna have 2 properties. Public it's gonna have a string, first name will assign to Tumi, and then string last. What am I doing? Last name assigned to Tladi. There we go. Damn it. Remove some stuff. See. Some stuff. Okay. So now we are done with that one. I'm gonna create another commit. This one is still here. We added a class called real class, and then I'm gonna commit all. So I made some changes now to class library, okay, and then now I'm gonna go back now to see I still have some stashes, right? Now I'm gonna go back to master, and master should have only 2, and then I need to update master with the class library. So this is gonna move from 2 now to 4. Let's give it a second. There we go. And then with that being said, now I'm gonna go back now to console. Console will have 2. Now I'm on console. Then I'm gonna say master give console mesh into a current branch. Yes. Now console should have 4. Now there are 4. And I want to go back to this stash of mine. I can double click. So created on stash version and based on. And this is me. And then I can do what? Apply, or I can pop, or I can drop, but I want to apply. There we go. And now I'm back with my code. There we go. And then I can proceed to say, well, let's go back to console. And let's see if there's console application.net 5, if it's working, by firing it. And then we are almost done. I think I got the concept of stashes. I think it's very interesting. I think it's absolutely interesting. But if you're doing it the right way, so let's give this guy a second. So I want to see what I did here. Firstly, we are learning if the program class, if you can have a constructor, and this is depends injection. I know it won't work. Oh my word! But I've been curious, will it work? And then we also removed the static void main to now private void main. And then let's see, it's gonna be very interesting. Deploy was 0 because it says failed. It says program does not contain static main, so tell for entry point. So now we know, but that's not the point. The point is, this is, let's say it's what we wanted. And what I can do, I can go ahead and write the commit message to say console 12 of August 2021, which is Thursday, and then we added, or rather we modified what the program class to utilize the services. There we go. And now I can hit commit. So now we are committing the changes now. So now there should be 5. They have 5. So they're being committed. Even if I drop this one, I still have 5. Then I go back to master. Master should be 5. Now there are 4. And then let's give master console. And finally we are pushing. So this is my code. Should be 5. There are 5. Now we are pushing to GitHub. And we're about to meet GitHub this side. And also we're about to meet Azure DevOps at this side. And with that being said, let's wait for the changes to go up. So this is where I play. This is where I get to be, nuts and all that. This the next depletes injection. This won't work. And we just learned that this has to be static void. Maybe I can make this guy static, private static. Does it work? We'll see. It's gonna be quite interesting to explore this. But for now, I just want to keep it short and simple to what we are doing right now. The next thing I want to do this git blame. I think this is relevant to do git blame. So we're done with GitHub. Let's now push to Azure DevOps. And let's meet these guys this side. Tumi Tladi. And then this one we need the repositories. "19 seconds ago," which is interesting. And we now have 24 comments. And then if we look at those comments and then we go straight, as you can see, 5 minutes ago and then 2 minutes ago, and then we go into console. So these are the comments today. The dummy stuff, blah blah blah, they arrived. If you want to know how I pushed, how we set up those remotes, please watch the previous videos. They are pretty much helpful. Every single video in this playlist, it's absolutely amazing. So these are comments. This side, let's also move to this one. And now we see that we have a dummy service, dummy service, And then this one, let's go to class library. And then we have that real class 6 minutes ago. I'm opening up the content. This side I can open that dummy service. So this is dummy service. Go back, open up the program that we modified, real class. So we have the change that we made, and go back. So that's exactly what we did. So yes, it works. I enjoy doing this. Like I said, this is good quality content. So this is something that's absolutely amazing, something I enjoy. We did the right way. We're pushing for master, we're getting changes between the branches. Everything's absolutely amazing. With that being said, stay tuned for more videos and then tell your friends about the goodness of this YouTube channel. With that being said, until next